Yo, what is up, guys? It's Darius, your friendly neighborhood fisherman, and today, the first installment of Fly Friday. Today, we're gonna tie one of the most basic, quickest flies I know, and it's such a great fly, super versatile. You can catch bluegill, great trout, one of my biggest trout. Just count on this fly, different color than I'm gonna do today. So, I'm gonna go through the what you're gonna need. So first things first is it's a nymph. We're going to be tying a very basic nymph. So I'm using these TMC nymph hooks, but I'm going to be tying it in a size 12. But you can use size 18, size 20, whatever you want. Uh, Match the hatch, whatever size you've got of larva of nymphs in your lake or pond or stream or whatever. You also want optional copper beads. Make sure they fit on your hook nice and snug. I think these are 2.3 millimeters, 3 30-second copper beads. And you're going to want, of course, thread. I'm going to be using black, very basic. And then you're going to want two different colors of dubbing. I'm going to be doing a olive body with a little orange head. Normally the head is smaller and more vibrant, so you could do black, that kind of stands out, or the one that I saw of a fish actually spit up was, I think, white bodied and orange head. So actually that's what I'm going to do. So first things first, you want to do is take the hook and thread the bead on. So then you have that there, bead up front. That's when you just snug it into your vise and just thread it. Just basic, put the body on. Does not need to be neat. I've seen a lot of more beginner fly tires trying to make it a good layer neat. No, just take not even 30 seconds, just put a little layer on, snip the tag end off. How you start almost every fly. And then you can start with the dubbing. I'm going to start with the main body, so you're going to want to start just a tad on the middle of the bend of the shank. It's the shank right there. Pull out a clump of the dubbing and just spin it on your your thread. And then you just wrap it around. Try to make a good layer. Sometimes you have to pull it to make sure you don't get any, like, what I call it, like bubbles, which sometimes you just go over it again and it brings it right back down. Got a little bit more. So while I do this, I'll talk about techniques about fishing this particular fly. So when I was fishing this at the lake, I was having a full synced line, so I would cast it out and I'd wait like 30 seconds or so, however long I felt like, and then I would retrieve it using short little strips. Like I'd strip and then pause to give the action that these bugs do while they go up to their surface to molt into an adult form of the fly. So they'll shoot up and then they'll kind of go down and they'll shoot up and they'll go down. That's kind of what you're trying to mimic. So by the strips, and now that you can kind of see that I have a little bit of space for the head, I didn't go too far. Let me just grab that, show that to you guys, or try to. And see how there's still space there. Went up about 3/4 of the way. So this last little bit, I'll be using these orange gold dubbing just will change, and you just wrap it on just like the rest. And you want to make sure you're kind of pushing that bead up snug against the eye of the hook. Because that's what's going to hold it in. So this is where you can kind of pack it in and do more layers to get it kind of a little bit more solid. Yeah. I like twisting it in. You don't want to make it too thin, because then it's just like the thread, but a decent wrap, like just about that. That looks good. And then you're gonna want a whip finish, like just finish off the fly like you would do every other fly. I like using this whip finisher tool. It's very solid technique. There's multiple ways to do this though. Just hook, wrap around the back there, and just spin it around. But then here's another way. Let me see. This is how I used to always do it, is take a pen, take a wrap over the pen, and just put it on, just like that. So then when you're there, you'll just take your scissors and cut it off. And that is your finished fly. You can put a little bit of head cement, which it's a lot cheaper if you just grab a little bit of like a nail polish. Nail polish does the trick. But sometimes with the whip finish tool, it's secure enough that you don't really need to. So let's just, and that's about it. This mimics a larva form of any type of adult fly, or yeah, you get it. But like I said, I fished it on a full sink. You can also fish it on a floating line, so it's more subsurface, so it doesn't sink as much. Depends on which water column you're fishing. But yeah, just a very versatile, quick fly. If you don't see them rising right away, good fly tie on to try to figure out where they're at. Even if you see them just finning, so you don't see them coming clear out of the water, you might want to fish this like maybe even beadless, so it stays up right underneath the surface on a floating line. If you see them just swirling, so that would be them feeding right underneath the surface when these are about to break the surface and merge into whatever bug they are. That would be a good time to fish this beadless. But this is also would be a great fly to fish for panfish, small enough to get them and have them bite it, and it would give a good action. So that'll do it. That is one of the most basic flies you can tie. Very works great. I highly recommend it. I have quite a few of these in my fly box. So that is it for today's video. If you liked it, go down, hit the like button, and comment what species you'd want me to tie a fly for. Maybe if you have a specific fly that you want me to touch on, go let me know in the comments. Go give this one a try. That's it. Me to you. Tight lines. Peace.